Hello everyone, Will and Alex here, and today we're in Amsterdam. This will be the last video in our Amsterdam series. So far, we've published an itinerary video, a guide to the Keukenhof Gardens, and one all about the Alkmaar cheese market. In this video, we're retaking photos from our Around the World in 2000 Pictures book, originally published in 1950. Let's see what's changed and what stayed the same. Most of the photos were pretty straightforward and close together, so after a leisurely lunch, we got to work. Hello. We just finished up some drinks and we sampled some
Jenever.
At one of the older Jenever bars in Amsterdam, which I'll link below. The guy was super nice, highly recommend it. Right now we walked about a minute down the street to the Royal Palace, and according to the book, it says Royal Palace on Dam Square is not the Queen's home, is used for state affairs. Amsterdam is a world famous center for the cutting and polishing of diamonds. So, here's the palace right here, and we have a photo to take of it. Alright, we found the corner where the picture is taken. Cool. We have a couple more photos to take on the main street of Amsterdam. It's called Kalverstraat. It's one of the main streets in Amsterdam, so let's head that way. Right off of Dam Square is the Kalverstraat, which translates to Calf Street. In the 14th century, it was a cow market. Today, it's home to many national and international retail chains. We got to the end of the street and we saw the steeple and we managed to retake the photo. And now we're conveniently near a couple other photos that we need to take as well, including a hotel, which still exists from the 50s. It's pretty exciting. But first, the Muntplein, or Mint Square. The book says, flower vendor displays her blooms beside Amsterdam's ancient Powder Tower. This tower was once part of the medieval city gates. In the 17th century, it was used as a mint, hence Mint Square. As quaint as the photo is in the book, it's impossible to retake for a handful of reasons. For one, the flower vendors have become permanent structures along the river. For two, those structures block our view. Do you see? You can't see it from there? Our whole view is blocked.
So blocked.
Okay. All right, we tried to get a picture of the flower vendors and the view of the tower, but they built all of these giant buildings in front of that view, so it's impossible. There's still tons of flower vendors, but it's impossible to get the view from the exact spot in the photo, so we took one from the other side of the street, and that's the one that we'll use in the book. From there, we walked right across the street to the next location, Hotel El Europe, which the book says has steps at its front door giving easy access to the canal. We ended our day with a relatively easy one. We retook the picture behind me. I think it's pronounced the Rijksmuseum. It's the Rijksmuseum. The book says, this museum has fine Dutch and Flemish paintings, Rembrandt's Night Watch.
Whoa.
Beautiful garden right up front. Admission to the museum is €20 for those that are interested. The next day, we were up and at 'em, ready for a wild goose chase.
So, we were looking for another picture spot along the canals in the book. We'll show a picture below here. Basically, the canal has a canopy of trees covering it, and we tried to find it on Google Images and see if there was a tagged location for any of the canals that look similar with a lot of tree lines and it's narrow. And we ran across the Museum of the Canals. So I had the bright idea to go in there and ask, and one of the guys was very helpful. He pulled up the Google Maps and compared it to the pictures, and he speculated on a couple places. He said that likely they've cut down a bunch of trees since then for one reason or another. He couldn't place it exactly, but he gave us two locations where he thinks it might be. So we're gonna go there and look and see if we can get a picture.
One really interesting thing that he looked for specifically was the shape of the bridge, and he could tell kind of like where it would be on the river, because the ones that are flat we used to be raised up, but the one in the picture has kind of that, it's made of stone, so it wouldn't do that, and so that gave him some clues. And there's also something we did notice, which was that there's another bridge right to the right of the one you can see in the picture, so he was looking for those types of intersections.
So let's go see if we can find it.
Shout out to the guy at the Canal Museum. He was super helpful. We are on Leedsgracht Street right now on this canal, and there is like the single archway bridges and it goes pretty straight. So we're gonna walk down the street and see if any of them look like the one from the photo.
Falls in Canal.
Behind us is one tree-lined canal, which is really close to the Canal Museum, and the guy thought it could be this one, so we'll take a picture of it just in case. As always, I was feeling overly optimistic because there are over 1,200 bridges in Amsterdam. We found a couple contenders, like this one. Got this one that looks pretty good. We've got this one. This one, maybe this one. If you're from Amsterdam and you know where this bridge is that we're looking for, please let us know in the comments. Ooh, speaking of that, I need y'all to help me with another location. Our last photo to retake in Amsterdam is this one. I took this photo and was going to call it good enough, but I'm determined to find the exact location. The book says it's on the Amstel River. It kind of looks like it's on a bend, but we couldn't find where. If you know, please leave a comment below and let us know. This was our last day in Amsterdam and we really loved it there. The next day we took a flight to Norway where we had another photo to retake. We'll see you in that one. Bye!